What is up, everybody? It's Dallas with OK Hunt. Just wanted to come back after a long hiatus. Obviously, this season was disappointing to say the least. Didn't get to hunt as much as I would want to. Obviously, going through a pandemic, having to work from home, a lot of factors came into play there. But I am back. It is officially the off season, and it's now arrow building season. So without further ado, we're going to switch it up a little bit this year. I'm going to run the Sirius Apollos. They're a little bit smaller diameter. I was shooting a standard diameter, going with a little bit smaller diameter. This is going to be a 204. These are in a 250 spine. So I went ahead and got the Ranch Fairy test kit from Sirius with a 200 and a 250 spine arrow. Went ahead and went through all of the hand load kind of sequence there with them, testing a whole bunch of different weights. I also knew kind of that I didn't want to go crazy high. A lot of people I know are shooting 600-700 grain arrows, which is great. I understand the science backs that up as far as penetration, but in my opinion there is a breaking point for that. You really start to develop a loss in trajectory and arrows that really just are not going to get it done for my style of hunting, which I think that's the biggest takeaway for this video, is build something that fits how you hunt. If you are traditionally a tree stand hunter and all you do is shoot deer at 25 yards, great. Fling an arrow out there that's up there in that 650, 700, 800 grain range, because you know that the trajectory of your arrow really is not going to make that big of a difference at that close range. For me, on the other hand, hunting out west, a lot of spot and stalk, I feel comfortable shooting a deer out to 50, 55, even 60 yards. So I wanted to go with something that's a little bit lighter, has a little bit flatter trajectory, and gives me a little bit more room for error when it comes to judging yardages. So without further ado, I'm going to get this jig put together and we'll show you guys what we're building this year. Okay, so we've got our, our jig set up here. I'm going to be running the AA Max Stealths. So I've traditionally been a Blazer fan, but since I'm going to be shooting some bigger fixed heads, I wanted to give myself a little bit more forgiveness with a longer vane. It's a little bit shorter than a Blazer, but really all you're considering is the overall surface area of that vane. So just as much surface area, a little bit shorter, so you're not having to have as much concern with rest clearance or riser clearance or cable clearance. So the first thing that I have done, obviously I've already put my wrap on this arrow, and you're going to take your vane and put it into the jig. And you can see right there, there's a little black Sharpie mark, and that basically is just a reference for me, so I put that vane in the same spot every single time. Next up, a Maxwell primer pin. This just makes sure that that vane is really good and clean. Dab of that. Blazer Bond, I've used it forever. It's what I've had in the garage, so that's what we're going to use today. Just a couple little dabs here. And I'll just use the tip of that glue nozzle to kind of spread that out good and even on that vane. Then you'll just pop that on there flush against, lower it down onto the arrow, hang out for a second. That stuff usually dries pretty quick, so it makes it for a pretty fast day. You'll just remove your clamp, turn your knob one time, and you'll just repeat that process. a perfect 4-fletched arrow. Doing a little bit of a right helical on there. Again, just the faster I can get that arrow and broadhead spinning, the faster that it will stabilize. So, quick and short and easy. Again, Sirius Apollo. Go check them out. Pretty sweet arrows. A little pricey, but one cool thing is they, instead of usually having to buy like 6 or 12 or 2 dozen, they sell them in 3-packs, so you can buy just as many as you need. So I bought 4 of them just to see how I really actually am going to like them. Who knows? We might be shooting something different come fall. I'm always seeming to tinker with things. So thanks again, guys. I'm going to get the rest of these fletched up, and you guys stay tuned for the next video. Peace.